today, we are going to be talking about fatherly advice. Fatherly advice. And I'm excited about this word because there's so much behind it. There's so much behind it, and if you will just go with me and just be patient with me as we discuss this, I believe that there's going to be so much for you to get out of this. I know there was so much that I got out of it. There's so much that I've actually gotten out of it over the years. And no, this message just really came to me probably about, 2-3 weeks ago, but what's in it has been working on me since, I was young. And that's what's so awesome. All right, so we live in a world where fathers and father figures are lacking. But we have God. Amen. Now, what do I mean when I say that? A lot of people, it can be taken as a negative thing, but I'm not here to be negative on fathers that have maybe been absent. I'm not here to be negative toward any situation like that. I've heard all the funny names and the nicknames that have been given to those guys, and I'm not trying to talk about the great ones who have been, so wonderful, because here's the truth. Here's the truth. No matter how amazing a father has been, he still lacks in some areas. That's the truth. And I'm saying that from a point of view that I feel like I am pressing daily to be what my children need from me. But every day I wake up and I'm like, I missed the mark. You know what I mean? But we have God, right? Amen. Like, if you did not have a father growing up, it would have helped. It would have been nice. But we have God. If you had a father, but he was not the greatest father, he wasn't there, it's okay because we have God. Hallelujah. And what that does is that fills every gap, that fills every missing place, that fills every area in your life that could have possibly been short or missing something. If you've been hurt, if you've been misplaced or forgotten or any of that, I want you to take all of that and just set it aside. I want you to set it aside, because here's the truth. Anything that any father could give you or do for you, anything that's good, comes from the Father. Amen. Right? It comes from the Father. So if you seek Him first, if you put Him first, if you are seeking God for all of that, here, watch this. Your father will be the most amazing father there ever was. Yes. Seemingly. Seemingly, let me tell you, I have so often, and I'm just trying to, I want you to kind of understand the space that, I want you to kind of be in the same mindset. I have 5 kids, everybody knows. And my kids, sometimes they say things to me. Like one time Elijah said to me, man, I wish you didn't have so much homework to do, because I would just really like to be able to hang out with you a little bit more. And it was like, oh man, I've epically failed there. But then somebody can ask, no, they have an assignment, right? A homework assignment, and they have to describe their father or whatever the case is, and And then they write out this amazing thing about how awesome I am, or how wonderful I am, or how I've been there for them, or, you know what I mean? And it's like, I didn't do that. That wasn't me. You know what I'm saying? But what it is that it's God filling in the gaps. Yeah. It's God filling in the gaps. So, if you've had these things, great. I want you to understand who it is that is doing this. I want you to understand how important it is to God that you get these tips, or this training, or this advice. It's because He wants the best life for you that you can have. So today I'm going to talk to you about fatherly advice. And we're going to be in Proverbs chapter 4. Actually, we're going to be in Proverbs, but we're going to be in Proverbs chapter 4. And we're going to go from verse 1 all the way through to 27. We're going to kind of skip around. But Proverbs chapter 4, if you want to pull out your electronic devices, if you have your Bible and you need a little bit more light, let me know. I can get somebody to go up there and turn it up. We were trying to make sure we had the light set high enough that people could see. So, let's get started. Oh, wait, one second. I wanted to tell you something else. I was reading a post by Trenton, and it was really cool because I just wanted to mention it because it had like this list. It had this list of things that a father should say to his son. And I read through the list and I was like, that's hilarious. Because some of it was like, it was like one moment I'm like, what? That is crazy. And then I was like, that's really good. But then I realized that that's exactly how being a father is, right? Like, we think, I've got solid information for you. And it's not really that solid, you know what I mean? Like, and this is what I'm trying to describe to you, and that post did it so well, because it was like, I don't even know, like, let's just say it was something like, when you go to the movies, don't talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I was like, what? But then on the flip side, it was like, always be a man of your word. And I was like, that's good. You know what I'm saying? Like, but, whoever you see standing at the grill is the king of the house. Like, I was like, what in the world? And I know Trent was like, amen. Like, because he's the barbecue king, you know what I'm saying? But, like, he loves barbecue. But, anyways, I just was like, that is real fathers, the ones who are trying to do the best they can, and it's like they're just throwing this stuff out there, and some of it is amazing, and some of it is like, what in the world did he just say? But it's useful, it's useful. But everything that God says is useful, everything. And He puts, we have a Bible that is His Word, and is full of amazing nuggets to help us be who we are supposed to be. And check this out. This was really great because I took that list, Trent, I just want you to know, in your honor, you know what I'm saying? I was at school with some of the guys, and I was sitting there when I was reading this, and I was like, listen up, fellas. I'm about to impart to you some amazingness. I said, I don't know where your father stands in your life, but today, okay, by the way, I'm doing ISS, by the way. That's in-school suspension. So, we know who I'm talking to. All right? So I said, but today, gentlemen, when you leave this room, I want you to let everybody know that Dwayne is your daddy. You hear me? That's what I said to them. And they both busted out laughing, and I began to read through the list. And I got all the way through the list. And, at certain times, like, they're in front of me, so occasionally they would look back like, seriously? And then sometimes they would look back like, that was pretty good. And when I got done, I was like, don't forget, these are words. These are fatherly advice. from your daddy. You hear me? You know, I was like, have you ever? All right? And you know, and even though I was being funny, I realized, I was like, you know what? If these guys don't have that in their lives, as funny as that might have been, I just totally gave them a moment. Like, if you could have seen their faces, I realized that I just gave them a moment by reading a simple Facebook thing. And those things that seem somewhat trivial, they yearn for that, right? They yearn for somebody to say, this is how you be respectful, this is how you know what I mean? And so what I realized is, if you don't have, or if there are holes in that father figure, it's okay because we have God.
Amen.
And He will fill those empty spots. However, you know what I mean? He will fill those empty spots. However, okay? But let's go in and let's just look at what God has to say. All right? I am not your daddy, but I'm going to give you the words of your Father, of the Father.
Right.
And I want you to hear. Proverbs chapter 4, verse 1. It says, hear, O children, the instruction of your Father, and pay attention and be willing to learn, so that you may gain understanding and intelligent discernment. For I give you good doctrine. Do not turn away from my instruction. What I hear right there is this. Be willing to learn. Be willing to learn. We have to be ready. We have to be observant. We have to be looking for God to speak to us, to light the pathway. And when He does, we have to be ready to take the steps. Okay? I want to go back up and I want to look where it says, pay attention and be willing to learn. Be willing to learn. Be willing to learn. Do you know how many times I remember my dad trying to show me or teach me something. It could be something so simple. And I just didn't want to take in what he was trying to give me. For whatever reason it was. Like one thing I remember, I thought about this because of the whole grill thing, is that, like, I remember one time my dad was trying to show me how to light a grill, and, you know, and I believe that for every man, this is something that happens. Like, seriously. I really think that for every young boy, man, or whatever the case may be, it's just, you know, with the grill. If you've ever been taught how to light a charcoal grill, this is what happens. The father or the father figure, he's like, you know, you want to spray, you want to put the charcoals in there, you want to kind of give them a little stack, right? And then you want to spray them. Spray them, spray them, spray them. Every young boy wants to spray them. Like, let's go. You know, they're like, hey, go. Okay, you stop. You know, it's like, let me give it everything I can give it. You know, because all you're thinking is, as soon as I light it, I want it to be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the hope. So you just squeeze away. And it's like, okay. I said, okay. So you sit it down, you know, and it's like, okay, we're going to let it soak. And it's very important why you want to let it soak. But as a young man, you don't care. All you want to do is see it go, right? So it's like 60 seconds goes by. No. 30 seconds goes by, and you're like, okay, can we light it? No, we can't light it. We need to give it some time to soak. 2 minutes go by. Do we light it now? No. Go somewhere. We're going to go in the house, continue prepping, and we'll come back and light it. So he goes in the house. I give it maybe another minute. And then I go to light it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's obviously time, Dad, you're taking forever, right? And then, some of them don't get lit. Some of them aren't even on fire or nothing like that. And it's just not good enough. And then he's angry with me. He's like, no, I got to add some more tacos to the thing because there's not enough on there. Like, so? Do you need me to spray some more? This is the thing. But I was not willing to learn. I wasn't willing to learn. I wasn't set, I wasn't ready, and I was not willing to learn. We have to pay attention and we have to be willing to learn so that, listen to this, it says, we can gain understanding and intelligent discernment. What is intelligent discernment? God will speak to you. God will let you know things, right? He will let you know. If I approach Rhonda and I have bad intentions for her, God will let her know. Don't talk to him today. Avoid him today. To me, I believe that's like a spiritual discernment. That's next level stuff. God's letting you know he's speaking to you things that most people wouldn't be able to know. But then there's intelligent discernment. And what I believe that is you're using your intelligence to discern something that's not or maybe right? It's not right, or maybe this is exactly what I need to be doing. So if you pay attention to what God is saying, if you will listen and if you will be ready to learn, he will help you to learn how to use intelligent discernment. Now, wait a second. I thought when I'm up here speaking a word to you that I should be talking about the spiritual discernment, right? We want to know about the God's spiritual discernment. I'm trying to do Brother Darryl voice. That was the best I had. I gave it all I could.
Oh, my.
See? Oh my, he just tears it all over the whole night. Okay, so this is how important all of these things are to God. He doesn't just want to do the supernatural. He wants to do the simple or the practical. He wants you to be intellectually discerning. I'm going to move on. Verse 5. It just continues to get better. God is he's so amazing. Verse 5. It says, get. This is the Amplified version, by the way. I didn't say that, but I think yes. Get skillful and godly wisdom. It's an exclamation mark. Right? Like, somebody was getting loud, right? It was like, get skillful and godly wisdom. Right? Like this, acquire understanding, actively seek spiritual discernment, mature comprehension, and logical interpretation. Exclamation mark. Yes. Like, acquire understanding. This is what God is saying. If you will be willing to learn, he wants to pour into you. He wants to set you up. He wants to get you to a place where you are making maneuvers in your life. And sometimes even for the people around you. Right? If you can get to a place where you are being obedient, you are listening, and you are doing what God is telling you to do, what will happen is people will migrate towards you, and they will begin to ask you, what do you think about this? And then in that moment, what you can do is you can, what does it say here? You can share, right? You can share some of that stuff, some of that spiritual discernment, some of that mature comprehension, some of that logical interpretation. See, those are not, other than the first one, spiritual discernment, other than the first one, the rest of them are not very spiritual. Mature comprehension. What that means is that you've put time in. You've learned some things. You took some time and you picked up on some really simple things and you've taken them in. And you begin to comprehend life around you based off of what you've learned. You've matured. Right? Let's continue. This is, do not forget nor turn away from the words of my mouth. Do not turn away from her wisdom. And she will guard and protect you. Love her, and she will watch over you. It's talking about wisdom. You know why? Like, this is King Solomon. One of the wisest kings ever. And what we know about him, and if you don't, then I'm going to tell you what happened with him is at a young age, God asked him, what would you like? And he asked for wisdom. He asked for wisdom. Let's do the math there. Young person plus wisdom equals wisest king ever. Huh? I mean, that's kind of like one of those 1 plus 1 equals 1. You did like this is the Word of God. This is how simple it is. I love this. As a matter of fact, I love it so much that when I was about his age, right, because a youth pastor, I remember him preaching the Word, and he told this story, and he said, as a matter of fact, Solomon would have been right around your age, maybe a little bit older, give or take, right? And I remember I was thinking to myself, 1 plus 1 equals 2. God, if you could give me wisdom. You see what I'm saying? Like, that was immediately I was like, you know, and was it a little bit self-seeking at the time? Yes. Because I was, you know, like, I was not thinking, let me be super wise so that I can lead my people. I had no people at the time. I was thinking more along the lines of, let me be really wise so I can get really rich. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me be really wise so I can have a lot of money. You know, but as I've gotten older, as time has went on, that's changed, right? Because here I am sitting before you as the pastor of the body gathering. And so my prayer changed, and now I'm standing and I'm hoping and I'm praying, Lord God, let me use wisdom. Let me use wisdom to lead your people. Let me use wisdom, Lord God. Let me use wisdom to grow your ministry, to grow your church. Let me use wisdom. Let me use wisdom that will lead people out of debt. Let me use wisdom that will help people and inspire people to start businesses. Let me use your wisdom. You see what I'm saying? And here's the thing. That all was based off of me being willing to learn, hearing the Word of God, a simple Word of God, and then applying it to my life. So now, I'm in a place where I can share mature comprehension, you know, and logical interpretations. Somebody did it for me before I got here. to this point, to this place? Because I sought wisdom. And now I'm watching wisdom protect me. I'm watching wisdom guard me. I couldn't even go into to give you the testimony of how wisdom has guarded me. Oh my goodness. Wait, watch this. Sometimes it's not even my wisdom. Check that out. If you will depend on God, the wisdom of somebody else who has been seeking God in the same manner will guard you. Right? My wife, God gave me my wife. And my wife has repeatedly guarded me. You know, right here where it says, do not turn away from her. Lord, is that my wife? You know, follow wisdom. Is that Amanda you're talking? Like, that's not always the case, but in some situations that is absolutely the case. But here's the deal. Remember what we're talking about, right? We're talking about fatherly advice, right? Which comes from the Father, right? And if he needs you to get something, sometimes he will send the person who's got it so that you can get it. What you have to do is be ready and willing to
receive it.
To learn. Okay? So, be willing to learn. That was the first one. Let me finish the scripture. I'm going to go back in at the beginning, okay? Or not the beginning, but it starts at the beginning. It's after, love her and she will watch over you. The beginning of wisdom is, watch this. The beginning of wisdom is get skillful and godly wisdom. That's the beginning of wisdom. Get it first. It is preeminent. It is so important. It is so important that you do that. And with all your acquiring, with all the getting that you do, get understanding. Meaning, actively seek spiritual discernment, mature comprehension, and logical interpretation. Get wisdom. And while you're just pulling it in, get understanding. Jeanette texted me, and was it Jeanette? Yes, Jeanette. She texted me, she said, Dwayne, I was reading this about worship, and I was like, I don't know. She was trying to get wisdom, right? And she was unsure, so then she called me or texted me to get understanding. And I was like, well, let's look at that. I think you did. I was going to go back and read it again. I'm going to do it anyway, right? Mature comprehension. Well, first, spiritual discernment, okay? This is how it happens. She called me. She read it to me. I got spiritual discernment. So then I began to give her mature comprehension with a logical interpretation. Right? And this was her doing what? Getting understanding. So I was like, okay, let's read that. So we went through it. And I was like, well, okay. If you start here, what does it say? And she was like, well, it says this. And I was like, and that is the word, right? She's like, yeah. I was like, okay. And then this right here is what? She was like, well, that's what the lady's saying. And I was like, okay, we've got the word and we've got the lady saying. What seems off to you? She's like, well, what the lady's saying. I was like, there you go. Throw that out. Keep the word. You're good to go.
Amen.
It was that simple. And she was like, okay. All right, cool. Great. You know what I mean? Because it was really simple. And then the next day, watch this. Watch this. Because it doesn't have to be my sister, right? You all think, well, it's your sister. She's younger than you. You know. Then tell me something. She was like, I think I know the answer to this. But I just want to see what you think. Again, reads it. And I was like, well, what do you see? You know, and she was like, well, I know the word says this, and I know that this is good right here. And I was like, okay. And she was like, and I mean, the lady is like, you know, good here, but then when you problem. She says this line right here, and it's just like, what? And I feel like she just threw the whole thing off course. And I was like, see, that's the problem with giving your opinion a lot of times. You have to be very careful about that.
Right.
I was like, but you're right. She was like, so just we just need to throw that last part out, right? And I was like, absolutely. Just get that out of here. It's not important. It's her words.
Right.
The Bible is very clear. You see what I'm saying? And so my wife understood it, but yet still, in her getting, wisdom, she wanted to make sure she was getting understanding, so she came and sought that out. I do the same thing. Call the man of God. Man of God, I need help. And he begins to tell me, and I fall out immediately. Okay, I'm sorry. Once I come to, I get the rest of everything he's given me, and I'm better for it. But these are simple principles that are in the Word of God, and God makes them so plain, right? Makes them so plain. The beginning of wisdom is get skillful in godly wisdom. It is preeminent. And with all you're acquiring, get understanding. Actively seek spiritual discernment, mature comprehension, and logical interpretation. Prize wisdom and exalt her, and she will exalt you. She will honor you if you embrace her. Really simple. Really simple. Get wisdom, and she will exalt you. Wisdom will put you in a place of exaltation. Wisdom will put you in a place of exaltation and honor. But that's if you are seeking God the Father. And if you are most definitely willing and giving him the glory. Okay? I want to be very clear about that. All right? King Solomon gained the title of the greatest king ever because he sought wisdom. It put him in a high place. But in all of his ups and downs and throughs, at the very end, he said one thing. One thing is worth it all. One thing makes perfect sense. And that is to seek God. Give him honor. Live for him. Right? That's the next point. Actively seek. Actively seek. Actively seek. Verse 10. Proverbs chapter 4, verse 10. Hear, my son, and accept my sayings, and the years of your life will be many. I'm going to go back. Hear, my son. Listen. And accept my sayings. I don't want to. Accept my sayings. But I could do. Accept my sayings. But why? Because your years of your life will be many. It's not so I'll look good. Check that out. Just check that out. I know I said this before, but God is doing these things. He's setting you up, not so it's not all about that. He really does love you. He really does want to see. But the beauty and the perk of it all, if we do it right, is that he will get honor. He will get glory. And the years of your life will be many. I have instructed you in the way of skillful and... Man, listen to that. I have instructed you in the way of skillful and godly wisdom. I have led you in upright paths. Come on. You don't have to answer this, but how many of you guys have received the Word of God? How many of you guys have received the good, plain, good old instruction? Simple. And still don't listen. Come on. I'm right there with you. Don't get me wrong. I'm right there with you. But it's like, man, I'm telling you what. Sometimes I just be like, Amanda, please do the honors. You know what I mean? Like, just give me a good one right here because I'm just not getting it. You know what I mean? And then here's the worst part of it all, is that when you are a friend, a brother, a sister, a pastor, a mentor, and that person keeps coming back and you're like, man, come on. God is making this real simple. Okay? All you got to do is 1 plus 1. And you'll get 2. But why? Just do it. Like right now, I'm going through math, right? I'm doing my math class, and I really love math. Sometimes it challenges me, and it's irritating, but it's only because it's challenging me. But when I'm getting it, and I'm just bumping through that stuff, I love it, because I'm like, this is so great. And sometimes I'm like, I don't even understand why, you know? Like sometimes I'm like, why is 1 plus 1 2? I don't know. Just do it because that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you understand what I'm saying? Sometimes there are rules, you know, like, I won't go into, but sometimes some things just are what they are. If I hit my head on this floor, it's going to hurt. Why? Don't know. But if you want to keep on hitting your head on the floor and figure out exactly why that is, by all means, feel free. But please don't keep coming back to me, asking me why your head hurts. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand why my head hurts. And it's like, could be the floor. But I don't understand why. I don't know, but why don't you just stop? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, listen to me. Listen to me. I know you're like, oh my gosh, Dwayne. But we started this year off. And I'm telling you what, I want to attack 2019 out the box. I want to come out charging at it. Guns blazing, knives swinging, pitchforks, whatever. I want to take it to it before it takes it to me. We want to take it to 2019 before it takes it. And the best way to do that is just get out there in front of it and nail it, right? Because somebody said to me, somebody's like, sometimes, Dwayne, you know, you just gotta go and just give it straight on. And in that way, you get all that ugliness out the way and you can go forward, right? Yeah. Let's just hammer this thing. Let's hammer it, and then at the end of the year, you'll be like, woo! Yes! 2019 was awesome. Yes. And they'll be like, what? Man, I'm coming out of 2019 feeling like I got beat. Yeah, I felt like that at the beginning of the year. You know what I'm saying? Like I got my tail whooped at the beginning of the year. Pastor Dwayne was in there going in on us. But I'll tell you what, everything he said, boy, I was like, not me. I ain't going for it. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So let's get this thing and let's do it right. So if you feel like I'm just hammering you, I am. I am, because 1 plus 1 is always going to be 2. And if you figure that out now, you won't have to worry about it later. Understand? You're like, worry about it. Yes, when you get there and you like, oh, 1 plus 1 is 2. Dang, it's December. I'm just getting that. That sucks. Not here. Not in the body gathering. You know what I mean? We gonna get that junk hopefully by April. You know? Let's just keep it real. You know? No, let's see. But okay, so let's keep looking at the word here. All right? And it says, I'm gonna go back. Hear, my son or daughter, and accept my sayings, and the years of your life will be many. I have instructed you in the way of skillful and godly wisdom. I have led you in upright paths. When you walk, your steps will not be impeded. For your path will be clear and open. And when you run, you will not stumble. Come on. This is a promise of the word. 1 plus 1, right? If you do this, this is what will happen. When you walk, your steps will not be impeded. Your path will be clear. When you run, you won't stumble. Take hold of instruction. Now watch this. I didn't say life wouldn't be, okay, I'm taking a job, right? If I follow the rules, no problem, right? My way won't be impeded. Dwayne, make sure you're watching where you're going, you know? Move when you need to move, right? Stay at a steady pace. Make sure you're breathing, no problem, right? You won't trip over anything. You won't run into anything. You won't pass out. You have long endurance. But my legs hurt, right? Because I'm running. My lungs are burning because I'm running. But those things are just a sign of what? I'm a workout. I'm getting better. I'm getting stronger. It's going well for me. But this is what we do. What in the world just happened? Right? You know? Woo. No. We don't. But then it's like this, right? So you got the two different situations. You're like, but Pastor Wayne, I'm running along and I'm still hurting. I'm still going through. That's a sign of maturing, advancement. Or, I just tripped and fell. What was you looking at? The guy walking by? Where are you supposed to be looking? In front of me? Why do you think you tripped and fell? I don't know. I was trying to follow the directions. Okay. It was really simple directions. You have to keep your eyes forward while you're running, or else you might run into something. You see what I'm saying? Like, I know that this is simple stuff. This is simple stuff. If you will do this, you will get to the finish line. You might win. You might win first place. Who knows? But you will definitely finish, and you'll be stronger and better when you do. Okay. So, it says, take hold of instruction, actively seek it, grip it firmly, grab a hold of that thing, and do not let go. Instruction. Grab a hold of it, and do not let go. Guard her, for she is your life. Wisdom, instruction. Grab a hold of it. Take hold of instruction. That's the next one. Take hold of instruction. That's what we have to do. All right? Now we're going to continue Proverbs 20 through 27. My son. Now listen to this. This is a continual thing. It's just one after another. He is trying to pour into the son. My son, pay attention. There it is again. To my words and be willing to learn. That's back at the beginning, right? Open your ears to my sayings. Now he's getting, you know how to do that. Would you open your ears, please? Close your mouth and open your ears. Could you clean them puppies out? You know how you get when somebody not listening. Yeah, you don't know, don't you? What? Come on. Do I need to get an amplifier, a PA? Like what? Okay. Do not let them escape from your sight. That's a new thing. Do not let them escape from your sight. What? His words. His word. Don't let it escape from your sight. Have it in front of you. Read it. Learn it. Listen to it. Yeah, I said listen to it. I go to the gym and I'll be on that exercise bike. And I'm just, and it's like, the Lord said, you know what I mean? Like, I'm taking it in. I'm in the car driving to work. Yeah, I cut off the radio sometimes and I turn on the Bible. If you can't have it in front of you, sometimes you put it in your ears anyway. It says, do not let them escape from your sight. Keep them in the center of your heart. Any means necessary. For they are life to those who find them, and healing and health. Go back. I'm going to go slow through this. For they are life to those who find them, and healing. Do you need healing? And health to all their flesh. The words, His words, His word. Watch over your heart with all diligence. Listen to me. Now I'm talking to you ladies. Okay? Single, not single. Watch over your heart. Why am I saying that to you? Because ladies are all about it. I'm not saying that the men don't need to, but I'm saying it because this is what hit me. When I was reading this, I felt like God said, you need to just stop for a second and make sure. I want them to hear my voice. Your Father is saying, guard your heart. Though it might be wicked, hear that. Do not be tricked. Do not be deceived. Your heart is despicable. It wants what it wants. It has nothing to do with what's good or bad. So when somebody says, follow your heart, I say, smack them upside the head and walk away. In Jesus' name. Okay? But it does say guard it. And you know what? What are you guarding it from? Or are you guarding yourself from it? That's just a question. That's a legit question. I'm like, you know? Don't worry. We got Troy back there teaching the kids today. You gotta tell them what they're doing. Chastity said, are you sure? God's got it. Okay, I'm sorry. I gotta stay focused. All right, I'm coming to a close here. It says, where are we at? Go back, bro. For they are life to those who find them, and healing and health to all their flesh. Watch over your heart with all diligence, for from it flow the springs of life. Put away from you a deceitful, lying, misleading mouth. Man, I could go 1,000 ways right there, but I'm really low on time. Goodness. I'm just going to read it again. Watch over your heart with all diligence, for from it flow the springs of life. You know what? We might need to do a Bible study on that right there. You know what? The women's group might need to. You'll just go into that a little bit. Put away from you a deceitful, lying, misleading mouth, and put devious lips far from you. Let your eyes look directly ahead toward the path of moral courage, and let your gaze be fixed straight in front of you toward the path of integrity. Consider well and watch carefully the path of your feet, and all your ways will be steadfast and sure. Do not turn away to the right or the left, where evil may be lurking. Turn your foot from the path of evil. Last thing. Keep a fixed Guys, we're going into a new year. If you know what you need to do, just do it. Just do it. If you know you need to not go there, then don't do it. Now, I understand there's struggles sometimes, right? But if that's the case, get some help. Get some help. If you really mean business, get some help. If you're not supposed to spend that extra dollar, don't do it. But I really was hoping, I don't care. Somebody come to me and they're like, man, come borrow $25 for what? So I can go buy a new jacket. You want to borrow $25 to go buy a new jacket? Yeah, I really need a new jacket. Why don't you got $25 to get a new jacket? Well, because I bought a new pair of shoes last week. Oh, okay, well, that's not my fault. I don't have a new jacket, and I don't have a new pair of shoes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I mean, it's simple things, okay? It's simple things. I don't know. I'm really tired. I don't want to go to work. Do you want a job? Well, then you better go to work. But they really get on my nerves. But they don't pay your bills. You see what I'm saying?
Amen.
Like, I know that this is Pastor Wayne, and I'm shooting off, little zingers, right? But the truth is these zingers line up with the word. It's just a human form, pure human form.